Hey guys, Lisa here, Divine Messages 333. Um, so I've been kind of prompted to talk about being bullied as an adult um, in different ways. Nowadays, people are kind of doing stuff because it's a little different. Now, I mean, I'm 51, so I pretty much, I grew up in the 80s. Um, and by the time I was 18 in 1992. So by the 90s, I was an adult. But for myself, like I've been bullied ever since I was like a toddler. Some of the stories that like my dad told me about when I was very young, like I mean a toddler, but I don't even know if I was actually a toddler yet, but kids like all ganging up on me at daycare and no adult really helping. And my dad having, when he comes to pick me up, he's having to pull kids off me or, um, relatives, you know, teasing, um, and, and for me, I was very like sensitive and I guess I wasn't like the kind of kid. I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know why kids kind of get mean. I don't know if it's just like, I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist. I don't study things like that. So I don't really know why children are nice to each other. So I don't know if that's like just learned, but I wasn't like that. I wasn't a kid who, teased people and picked on people. I didn't do that. It was being done to me. It wasn't being done to me at home. My parents weren't picking on me at home, and I'm the oldest, so I didn't have siblings picking on me. Now, I did have like other people that were very close to me and my family that did do some of that stuff. Not many, just like one or two, but it really stuck with me. Um, and, not having adults help me sometimes. I mean, I was also like, for a short time in my life, I was, as a kid, like physically abused, emotionally, I mean, I guess the emotional and mental went on maybe even into my 30s. My parents, like, not, my mom would give me the silent treatment. Um, and I'm just kind of like for myself, I always knew she gave me the silent treatment. It bothered me. Because she would like, say she said, "Oh, we might do this." And I'd be excited, and then my parents might change their mind and they're like, "Oh, we're not going to do that." And I would ask, "Why not?" And that's, "Well, we're just not going to." And I said so, and that's why. But that didn't make any sense to me. And I was the kind of kid like, I wasn't, I mean, I probably still wanted whatever to happen, I wanted that to happen, but I also wanted to understand so that I could give them what they wanted, which was me to be okay with not getting whatever I wanted, but just telling me that's just what I said or that's how it is. It's like that wasn't, I didn't know how to follow that. How am I supposed to be okay with the result, with the outcome, if I don't even understand why this happened this way? And it really like started to affect my confidence. Um, and it wasn't teaching me how to effectively communicate. And um, when you when you can't escape that, I mean, I love my mom. My mom's not here anymore, but I love her. I don't think she was a bad mom. I don't think she knew what she was doing or meant to leave that kind of impact on me. But and I'm just realizing this as I'm older. I didn't, for most of my adult life even, I didn't really think about, I knew it, I didn't forget it, but I didn't really like look at other people around me that were doing it, and how I was like, I had accepted that, like, I couldn't escape it when I was a kid, because that's my mom. I live with my parents, you know. Um, but as I got older and had these people giving me the silent treatment, and I know I've done it to other people myself, I learned, because as I got older, as a teenager and stuff, I learned that I just lost my train of thought. It's kind of controlling, it's a form of control, um, and kind of a, I don't, I'm not going to sit here and go over times, when my mom did it and wonder if she was like manipulating me. But I do know that it has been done to me at times, and it was a form of manipulation. And I know it's been done, and I know I've done it where it also a form of control. Like, I can't get any control of this situation the way I want to, so I'm gonna go silent or something. Um, or yeah, basically, it's like I might want to actually communicate with the person, and they don't want to communicate, or they're having a hard time communicating, or the way they're communicating is like we are just not um on the same page. Our minds are not meeting. And, I might pull back to let them know, hey, this is not appropriate. I am very upset. I'm disappointed, or I'm mad, or something. And you're going to find out, you're gonna have to like figure out, and so it's like put on someone else. So when that's happening over and over and over and over, like, and you're trying to communicate, and communication is key, right? It's one of the keys to a great relationship, whether it's a business, romantic, family, whatever, your friends. I mean, it is very key, and that can really like affect your confidence when you just have time after time after time shit's not working out when you're trying to like connect with people. And it doesn't mean every person, but there's, you know so what I'm saying is that these things that we've experienced as children, as adolescents, they've kind of groomed us, they've groomed us in a way. It's like how we see the world, how the people that we attract, um, and it's kind of like we get this, we just have this one-sided view. And it's kind of confirmed because we keep attracting the same type of people, and we keep going through the same situations, the same scenarios, but a little bit different. And it's like, yeah, I know that's how things are. I know that's how people operate. I know this is how the world is because I have lived it. I've literally lived it. So we might be telling ourselves, yeah, people just don't really like, I don't make friends easily, or people are always jealous of me, or people are always envious of me, or they're always putting me down, or they're leaving me out. Those are also forms of being bullied, and it's going to look different when we're an adult. We may not even realize that's what people are doing, because we can gaslight ourselves. We can, when somebody excludes us from a conversation, you know like, say we have like work friends, right? You don't really hang out with them outside of work, you know um but when you're at work, maybe there's a few people that you have lunch with, or you kind of like, just talk about your life or whatever, right? And but then there might be like one person, or you might experience where people like leave you out of things. Maybe these friends all got together one week and they all decided, oh yeah, we always talk about this place where we're gonna go, and you find out they never asked you. These are also, you mean, someone might not feel like, well, that's not really bullying, you know well, it's making it there's like someone had, even if it was in their subconscious, they wanted to exclude a person. And sometimes people do that as a form of manipulation, as a form of control. Maybe you're someone people really gravitate toward and they really like, and there's a person, say in that work group, that people don't necessarily gravitate toward. um like, they're included in things. They're not like, um they're not shut out. They're part of this work group that you're, hanging out with, but your your shine is a little bit different, brighter, sparkly. There's just something about your personality where people might gravitate toward you. Maybe you're a little softer. Maybe you're a little more nurturing. Maybe you're a good listener, things like that. You probably give what wasn't given to you, and people are gravitating toward you, right? But then there's people that can be around you, because we tend to pick these people, or attract these people. So these people are around us, and then there's like this hater, right? The secret hater, covert hater, right? And I'm not saying they're like a narcissist or something, but we all have our baggage. We all have our things that we've learned, our ways of control and manipulation. And some people, that's how they do it, is they, oh well, I can take their shine away a little bit by excluding them. um that won't make them feel very good. That'll bring them back down to our level. And you know then Monday, we can have lunch again, and they'll just have to sit there and listen to us laugh and talk about what we did. And, oh, I'm sorry, we forgot. Oh, we thought you had blah 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 going on. Oh, we figured you probably don't want to go out on the weekend, or we know you got that second job and you work late, and this was just like a last minute thing. you know um start really paying attention to your relationships. Are people, because as kids, what do? I mean, they get pushed, they get beaten up. I mean, unfortunately, that can still happen to us as adults, even by our friends, right? um I mean, I've heard about it happening in military, in, in clubs, in lots of different areas. So, it definitely still happens as an adult. But how does it look now that we are adults? You know, are we getting cyberbullied? Are we getting these weird emails like spam? Is somebody doing that in the background? I mean, I understand people get spam, but if you're the kind of person where, you're very, like, habitual, or you have you're consistent, kind of like things you look up, stuff like that, and then you got this weird stuff coming in, or you get these um like, even if it's like a whole bunch of spam calls and you're not somebody who does a lot on the internet, you're not filling stuff out, you don't, maybe you don't even do banking online and stuff, maybe you don't do any shopping online, or very rarely, um and you're getting all these like calls and stuff. Well, are people giving out your number? Does somebody think that's funny and cute, and one day when they're online they're just, oh, let me fill something out here and pop in their info? I mean, and then we tell maybe like our friends, right? Like, hey, do you ever think so and so might do something like this? And you got to consider who you're asking as well, because if this person doesn't share kind of your experiences when it comes to things like that, they're most likely going to not be able to see things how you see it. You may be looked at like, boy, are you like a very jaded person, or you're a very pessimistic person, or you see the world through this like very dirty lens or something like that. you know but you may look at them and think, well, you're completely like oblivious to what people are doing to you. I see people gaslighting you all the time, and you're over there sipping your coffee and drinking, you're having your donuts with your rose-colored glasses on, like everybody loves you, and you don't even know that in the bathroom I heard three chicks talking about how much they can't stand you. But here's the thing, you could take a little bit from their perspective, because maybe they're focusing on the people that don't treat them that way. Or maybe they understand that people can be that way, but they choose not to give them, and maybe they're not even thinking about this, right? So let's say they are a little bit oblivious to the people in the bathroom talking about them and the people that gaslight them all the time. But maybe that's working in their favor. And that's why the world can look a little rosier when they wear their glasses than it does when you're wearing yours. And it doesn't mean that, oh, you're gonna like take off your glasses, put on these, and now you're just gonna like act like da da da, nothing's going on, nobody's being this way to me, no one projects their crap on me, nobody's trying to isolate me, or make me feel threatened or left out or anything. No, but by putting those glasses on, you might have the best of both worlds now. You may be, because you have taught yourself to be able to detect that. You may need to practice releasing it and pulling your energy away from it. But by taking off those dirty glasses, those scratched up, scuffed glasses that got that way because you were like beaten up so much, whether you allowed it, you stood there and you let them punch you, or they came up behind your back and got you, you know um if you take off those glasses and you put on those rose colored glasses, it's like, okay, so a lot of people like in spirituality, especially if they're first kind of like starting out, like exploring spirituality, they'll get to a point, a lot of people, where they start like getting interested in crystals and things. And you know um what what kind of what can these crystals help with? This one's good for communicating, this one's good for protection. So people might kind of like start, if they feel like they need some type of spiritual protection, they might start wearing things like that, evil eye, you know, pyrite, black tourmaline, they might start wearing things like that. And that's fine. It's really no different than like a Christian or a religious person wearing some type of relic that or cross, that's no different. It really is no different. And ask yourself, let's say, somebody might want to argue that and feel offended if they hear that. Like, what do you mean? Oh, the cross is different. The cross is something, a crystal is a freaking rock that people are like putting these beliefs in. And okay, but let's look at it like this. Let's say, um, let's say you are traveling. You're traveling some foreign place you haven't been, and you go hiking, okay? And you get a little separated from some people that you're with, okay? And let's say you're wearing a cross, okay? You're wearing a cross. You are strong in your faith, you're consistent, this is something that you actually practice. You practice your faith, okay? So and let's say, as you're, maybe you have to go, like you're kind of like you're going through a bunch of trees or something, you're trying to find, your path back to wherever your friends are or whatever, and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have my cross. I must have lost my cross. And it really, like, you're bummed. You're really bummed about it. But does that mean now that you're totally screwed, that you are not protected? Now you're not going to find your friends. Now you're not going to find your way. No, it doesn't mean that. You don't need that cross. You don't need it. It's a reminder of something that's meaningful to you, just like these crystals are a reminder. This blue crystal is a reminder, whether it helps me communicate better or not. It's a reminder that this is what I'm trying to work toward. This is what I'm working toward. This is what I'm putting effort in. This is where I'm investing my energy to communicate better, to communicate more effectively, to communicate in general, to have others communicate with me. Whether it's listening, whether it's stopping my mouth and I listen to other people, or opening my mouth because I never say what's on my mind. These are reminders of what means something to us, but it's not something we need to protect us. So you don't need to wear those dirty glasses to remind you of the bullshit that people will project on you, aka bullying. You don't need that. You have taught yourself, because it's almost become like this. I mean, reflect on your own, um reflect on your own experiences, but hasn't it don't you believe in your experiences just like as much as you have faith in whatever, uh thing you believe in that's outside of yourself, whether it's just, the universe, mother nature, science? I mean, do you not believe the experiences you've been through? Do you not believe, like, is if like, for me, okay, for me, I don't believe that people need to tell me that they're a good person. I don't need people to tell me, show me. I have learned, and I believe it wholeheartedly. Are there exceptions? Yeah. Do most people in situations fall under exceptions? No. That is like that. It doesn't even compute. That doesn't make sense. That's the opposite of. So that doesn't make sense. But you better believe. Well, I believe that if somebody tells me that I'm a good person, I'm the best person you probably know, I'm probably the nicest person you'll ever meet. You're probably not. You're probably not. and you're going to show me you're not. That's my experience. And I believe that as much as I believe in whatever higher power I believe in. Okay. But that doesn't mean there's not exceptions. And I do believe that as well. And I don't need to wear these scuffed up glasses that taught me that. I can now put on rose colored glasses and start, looking for the exceptions. Because when I'm wearing the dirty glasses, all I see is the crap that I was taught. Okay. And that's what I'm going to attract. That's all I see. I just see the people that are going to disappoint me. I meet a person and they want to tell me how great they are. And all of a sudden I'm hearing red flags. But if I put on the rose colored glasses, I can still pick up on the red flags, but I'm not focused on all the negativity. Just because I heard this person say, "Oh, I'm probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet," it doesn't mean, "Oh my God, I have just met the devil. I need to run so fast." Well, it may mean that if I'm wearing the dirty glasses, and I may not give that person a chance. They may not be the nicest person I've ever met, but they also might not be the worst. There may be something that I benefit from that relationship or that interaction. And there may be something that they're going to benefit from me. And that might be why our paths crossed. But I can be blocking myself because I'm choosing to only see the world the way I've experienced it. And because of that, I'm going to keep attracting those people that don't support me, that leave me out, that don't think about me, that don't consider me, or do consider me and then choose to leave me out. Bullies can come in lots of different, like, the way they operate. I mean, nowadays with the internet, oh my Lord. I mean, we've got people creating channels. First of all, I rarely watch TV. I used to be obsessed with TV. Like when I was a kid and we got the TV guide in the newspaper, in the Sunday paper, I would seriously sit there with a highlighter and go through my entire TV guide for the week of everything I was going to watch. And the only time that wasn't blocked out, wasn't highlighted, was when I was sleeping pretty much or at school. And that was a very isolating kind of life, you know. And now I don't really like watch TV. So I'm watching YouTube, and I can't imagine there's not a lot of people like me, I mean, that don't watch TV, they're watching YouTube. And there's a lot of crap on YouTube that is very bad for the society, very bad for people as individuals, very bad for relationships. And it's teaching people how to be very cynical, for one, and teach others to be cynical of other people. And it can come in the form of narcissist training, emotional abuse and manipulation training. It can come in the form of wanting to do spell work on people, projecting negativity, which is basically like spell work and projecting negativity go hand in hand. And so, you may know people who are always projecting negativity. It doesn't mean that they're sitting over there with some candles and they're chanting and, on a full moon and things like that. But if they are setting their intention on projecting, negativity, I don't want that to work out for them. I really hope that doesn't work out. I really hope they fail. I really hope that that person dumps them. I really hope that they get their heart broken. I really hope that they hurt, that person like that person hurt me. Things like that, like, you might as well be sitting there with a candle chanting under a full moon, because you are I mean, that is no different than like praying over someone hoping that they will come out of a coma, or a group of people praying over a person hoping that they're gonna come out of some disease or something like that, like things are gonna take a turn for the better. There's a lot of power in prayer. And when these people are sitting there hoping and wishing and praying, that is no different. It's just a different energy and it's a different intention. But yeah, but it's really no different. So you may know people like that in your life. And if they have done it in front of you, and it's about other people, so if they have been negatively projecting stuff in front of you to other people, like you've witnessed this, has it ever crossed your mind that they would do that to you? Why are you an exception? Have you ever listened to them and you thought, that's a little petty? That's a bit extreme. Um, so if you have, and can you see how they might do that with you? That, I mean, because you may think, well, I'm their best friend. Okay, well, some people like to keep their friends close than their enemies even closer, right? And you know, they I have had I have had relationships where after they've ended, it's been in the future where I have found out that people were actually not my cheerleader. They were not they were actually hating on me. They were actually projecting things like hoping stuff didn't work out for me, hoping somebody wouldn't see my value, hoping an opportunity would pass me by. And it's disappointing, and it feels hurtful. um but more if I'm wearing those dirty glasses, because when I'm putting on the other glasses, I can think, I can see it a little differently. Yeah, that was a hurtful intention. That wasn't supportive. That wasn't being a friend. But I can see that and I can do something about it. I can make sure that, if that person reaches out and they want to connect, I don't connect with them. I can make sure that if I meet another person and they seem very similar to that person and I'm seeing the same patterns, I'm starting to have the same experiences, I can go, whoa, okay, I'm seeing where this is going. Now I can like pull back a little bit. I can do something, but I don't have to react, and I don't have to get my feelings hurt, and I don't have to take it personally. I can look at that and go, that person is going to have a very hard time maintaining relationships. And that's got to be pretty hard. And the more they continue this, the less people they will end up having around them. And at some point, they're going to need somebody. And they probably would have burnt a lot of bridges on that, to get to that point where they need somebody and there's not people around, because they have manipulated relationships. They have you know they haven't been loyal, they haven't been supportive, they haven't been true friend, and they've been very sloppy also about how they're going about things to the point where you found out about it. So other people are finding out about them as well. They're not really fooling anyone other than themselves. And it really sucks when you find out after everyone's gone that the reason you're alone is because you fooled yourself. If I were wearing those dirty glasses, I couldn't see it that way. I couldn't, all I'm going to see is they hurt me. Now I feel bad. Now I don't have them as a person I can lean on. So, you know, like it's just, you're just fixating on all that negativity because you can only see it through your experiences. You can't really you don't really see the hindsight because it's so foggy, it's so dirty, it's like you don't even like see anymore. Now you're just like in this almost like a primal, like you're just all reacting. So um I hope this makes sense. I It's kind of funny because I wasn't like, I didn't, all I, when I say I received like a prompt to do this video, I first made it short and um it cut me off at the end, so I was going to do it again, and then I was hearing like, no, it has to be longer. I have to talk about stuff. I didn't know what the heck was going to come out of my mouth. I really didn't think any of the things I just said were going to come out. I had like no thoughts up here of what to say about this. So whatever I said, sometimes I have to go back and listen to what I said, because I don't remember, or yeah, I don't remember. Sometimes I'm looking back at my channel too, and like looking at just scrolling through my videos or whatever, and I see videos and I'm just like, what is that? What did I I don't remember even doing this. Like, oh, I was talking about that stuff. What the heck kind of stuff? Okay. So, I don't know. But I mean, it's interesting because when I come upon those things, it's a message I need to hear, which is kind of interesting. So I feel like this is probably going to happen for me too. Because I'm dealing with bullies. I've got bullies, you know, I've had bullies in the workplace. Uh, in my family, people I thought were friends, in my marriage. And I'm definitely seeing it all differently. I'm still working on it. I'm still, I have to remind myself to take off those dirty glasses sometimes. Um, because they can get me stuck. I mean, think about it. If your car, if your windshield is like super dirty, you got like, I don't know, it's just super dirty. I mean, or even here, like where I live in Minnesota, when it snows and our windshield is covered with snow and ice, it's basically like wearing dirty glasses. Well, I don't get in my car and just start driving. I mean, I have, and let me tell you, I would not advise it. Wouldn't advise it. It's not good. Um, but you wouldn't do that. Because why? Because you're not going to get anywhere, or you could crash, right? So you got to clean them. You can't really move forward, is what I'm trying to say. You can't really move forward. You can, but at some point you have got to take those glasses off. You've got to take those glasses off so you can move forward. I guess that's the point. So thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.